We're back
Hey.
with everybody's favorite drum podcast. Oh, no, delete that. Okay. Now, from the NZ Drummer Podcast and AndrewRooneyDrums.com, it's the Student's Guide to Drum Lessons. Here are your hosts, Chris Dawson and me, Andrew Rooney. This episode was going to be why there's no such thing as a free lunch. Mm-hmm. But you got a free lunch today, Chris, didn't you?
I actually got a free lunch, so yeah. How does this going to work?
Should we cut it there?
Yeah, that's it.
You can get a free lunch.
You can get a free lunch if you like.
Be a guest on the NZ Drummer Podcast and you get a free
Exactly.
Literally a free lunch.
Yeah.
All right. So, drum lessons, free trials, discounts, cut rate lessons, group lessons, roll up, sign up, and we'll give you a set of free steak knives.
Yeah.
Now, this approach to music education, do you feel as strongly about this as I do? Because I'm going to come out swinging, I think, on this episode.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the free anything. It's like, here, come to me and I will show you, I'll give you the pill. I'm going to give you the tricks.
There's an ulterior motive going on here. That's
right. And it's like, it is trying to get people to come along to the teacher, I guess. But for me, maybe it's just because you just know how much work you have to do regardless. It doesn't matter what you're going to do, you can't avoid practice. No. You just can't. And whether it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No. I think, we've already had our analogy episode.
That's right.
But I'm going to drop another one on you. Actually, you know what? This isn't even an analogy. This is a true story.
This is it.
So this actually happened to me, and it sort of reminds me a lot of this. There was this amazing Indian restaurant that opened up the road from this place that we were living in.
Right.
And we went up there, try out the new Indian restaurant. Great. It was amazing. Beautiful. We went out, date night, Friday night, got an incredible curry, super happy. We noticed that they had a deal on the wall.
Oh, yes.
And now if you ate there on a Tuesday night between these hours, your meal was half price. So we thought, well, you know what, maybe we can switch date night.
Yeah.
Because it might be worth it to get, half price meal is awesome, right?
Exactly.
Very enticing. Now, this is without a word of a lie. We turn up on a Tuesday night, this is going to have an amazing curry.
Yep.
It was half portions.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So it's literally half the size of the meal. And we thought, that's not half price.
Yeah.
That's half a meal. So, if you break this down, think about it. We're out on a night we don't want to be out on.
That's right.
We're not happy with the food. The service was absolutely rubbish because there were people just bursting out the door.
Sure. That's right.
No matter which way you try and disguise it, you're always going to get what you pay for.
That's
to some degree.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the same too. For me, I'm just I'm going to start up group lessons this year with under 10s because I get quite a lot of students.
Then that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. But I also think the same thing, and I'm making it really clear about what it is that I'm going to be doing with these students. They are not going to be on the drum kit. So they're going to be on pads for a section and probably some bucket drumming and all that sort of stuff. But it's there just to keep them interested in drums. And the idea is that if they are still with me after a year of doing this theory-based stuff, then they can graduate to drum kit. But I'm making it really clear because I don't want them to think that you come to me, I'm going to give you this lesson for $10. You're going to master drumming by the end of the year or something like that. I'm going to try to be as transparent as I possibly can with the whole concept of what it actually is.
And make it about fun and getting in there. And
that's right, yeah. But, there are groups out there saying, come and learn to play piano or come and learn to play guitar, and then you're shoved into this a large group, maybe 10 students or something like that, and you've got your set amount of thing to learn, and it's great for beginners, I think. But but you're not going to become amazing
No.
Within that situation, I don't think.
And often in those situations, you're going to be tied to the slowest learner.
That's right, exactly.
And then if you're the person who does get everything and wants to progress, they kind of can't. But then the person at the bottom feels bad because they're holding things back.
Yeah, that's right.
So at some point, you're going to have to graduate from that mentality, right?
That's right.
I see it as an investment. I think if you're approaching this as, saving $5 a week as a big saving, it's probably going to be a big loss.
In the learning process, absolutely,
20 bad drum lessons aren't as good as one expensive, great drum lesson.
Exactly.
And I only had a handful of lessons with you, and I still think about them and I still use those concepts.
Right.
And same with other people. Alex Simetti's one that springs to mind, where one or two lessons with him, it was a game changer.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, well, you're just not going to get that depth of experience and knowledge unless you pay some money for it.
Yeah.
You're just not.
Yeah, you've just got to bite the bullet and just go and do the thing. And it's not, it was the same with my lessons when I first wanted getting my first lessons. There was no one close, so I had to go to only hunger. And so I had to just go, all right, I'm going to spend money on petrol going up there. And the lessons are, I think back in the day, they were like $30 a lesson or something like that. And so I had to pay for the petrol and the $30 for the lesson.
Which was a lot at the time.
A lot at the time, yeah, exactly. And I was doing that twice a week because I realized, I really wanted to become good. So therefore I needed to get as much information as I could. And with myself, I was able to, all the information that was given to me, I was able to sort of practice that enough over the week to actually get by, sort of thing, so that I was ready for the next lesson. I was always about that, so, but it was, you had to pay for it.
You need a bit of skin in the game, I think, to actually get the most out of it. I'm exactly the same as you. I figured out, as we already sort of talked about in our Teachers That We Had episode, I realized that I am going to have to travel a bit here. It's a bit more than I'd want to travel. It's a bit further, and I'm possibly really stretching myself here with the payments. But it's totally worth it.
That's right.
As they say, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Make one of those people a really great teacher.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you're going to keep hanging around with people who are at the same level as you, or people who are lower, and you're kind of, the leader of that pack, it's just not going anywhere.
No. And then, if you read about a lot of other musicians and who they actually went to get taught by. I mean, oftentimes they're actually traveling for 2 to 3 hours to actually get to the drum teacher because or to the whatever teacher that they're going to, just because they know that that's the person they want to get taught off. And it's like, okay, I'm going to invest this time, and I'm going to, as long as you find that perfect teacher for you, the one that's giving you the right information, then the distance doesn't really matter. Maybe you don't go so often or something like that. It's not like a weekly occurrence or whatever. But in saying that, I do know some people that were weekly going to a lesson that was 2 hours from them. They travel for 2 hours, have a 2-hour lesson or a 4-hour lesson or whatever it was, and then travel another 2 hours back. So, so and those people really have gone far, in their careers. So
it's really interesting how I don't find that weird at all now.
No, it makes complete sense.
But I obviously, you've got to be sensitive if you're a parent.
Absolutely.
That's a bit different.
Yes.
You could even get to the point where the kid's falling asleep on the way to a lesson if you're going that far. So obviously, within reason, but as always, just trying to put things in perspective.
That's
and,
right.
How far do you want to take this?
Exactly.
If you're an intermediate level drummer and you just really want to push on through.
That's right.
You're going to have to do whatever it takes.
Invest.
Just coming back to sort of the dollars thing, this often comes up, with the boys, that we've seen it all.
That's right.
Often in terms of gigs.
Yeah, sure.
And I actually think I've seen it all now. I've literally been in every situation possible. And I've also noticed, what goes on with regards to some lessons.
Right.
I know of reputable schools who have people teaching drums who aren't drummers.
Right. Yes, I know that too, actually. Yeah.
Which might sound absolutely ridiculous because it is.
It is. It's bizarre.
Absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah.
And these are big names.
Yeah.
Or big name schools anyway, or institutions.
Yeah.
I have seen people who will charge just under the market rate.
Right.
And then you turn up and surprise, it's a group lesson.
Right. Yes.
And again, group lessons, as you said, that's quite a specific thing.
That's right.
Really useful in some things,
Yep.
not useful in other areas.
That's right. Exactly.
Here you go. Here's the perfect example. I had a quite an upset mother call me, and her first question was, "Are your lessons on a drum kit?" Yeah. And I sort of was taken a bit aback. I was, well, yes, they are. And she said, because my son's losing interest in drums. He really liked it at first, but hasn't been on a drum kit yet, and he's been doing drum lessons for 2 years.
Right.
And look,
yeah,
if you're turning up into a studio and there's a big shiny drum kit in the corner and you're on a pad for 2 years,
yes, it's not going to be fun.
That could have been like a useful model in 1955.
That's right.
Where you've got to pay your dues.
Yep.
The way you learn to play a drum kit is on a drum kit.
That's right.
It's just the way it is.
It's like if you want to play guitar, you get a guitar. If you want to play sax, you get a sax. All those sort of things. It's one of those scenarios.
As always, you've got to be a little bit careful about what you say.
Yeah.
I was having a chat with a drummer who I greatly respect. I'll say his name now, but I'll beep it out.
Okay. Yes. Oh, yes.
And I'm sure you agree.
Yes.
Amazing drummer, right?
Amazing drummer.
And a fantastic teacher.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
I've never heard a negative word about him teaching. Students absolutely adore this guy.
That's right.
He was in the market looking to do a bit more teaching work.
Right.
And he applied at a bunch of different places. This is recently.
Yes.
He, one person said, "Yep, come and talk to us. We'll do an interview." Turns up and it's group lessons. All the lessons you're teaching are group lessons. Each kid pays $25 an hour.
Goodness.
And there's 5 kids per session.
Wow.
And then when he broke this down and he asked, what is he getting? Because this is $125 an hour.
Yeah.
You know how much he was going to get an hour?
He's getting half of that?
$20 an hour.
That's not that good.
So he laughed in this person's face and walked out. And I think it's also nice for parents and, people are a bit more socially aware these days.
Yes.
To be a little bit careful about where you're giving your money.
Yeah.
Is that minimum wage for a world-class drummer?
That's right. It's like,
no,
it's not going to happen.
And I mean, sure, you might be paying $25 an hour for your kid. What kind of teacher is going to be doing that work?
That's right.
And, just be a little bit aware of where all this money's going.
That's right, yeah. It's not...
Because I think that doesn't bit of a disgrace.
All, yeah. Because I think that, especially looking for a teacher and stuff like that, those first impressions are quite important, eh? Have they got a good website, that sort of thing? Can you tell, usually if they've got a decent website, then they're going to be quite organised, hopefully. Because that's one of the things I always liked about my teachers in general, that they were organised.
It was open. It was a lot of open information.
Exactly, that's right. And it was always very, I guess it was what you'd say transparent. It was like, they weren't hiding anything.
No.
You asked a question and they just told you exactly what it was that you needed to know,
Yeah.
I guess the general communication as well is like one of those things that I always looked for in a teacher anyway, So it was like, had to be organised. Had to communicate with me well, not just on like teaching me, but actually if they weren't going to be at the lesson, or if I wasn't going to be at the lesson.
Quite nice to know that.
Really, really nice to know that. So keeping, we can talk to each other, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
I really liked that idea. I liked that they asked me about what it was that I wanted to do.
Not just we're doing 150 Wilcox and solos.
Exactly. I'm going to throw this at you. This is what this is about.
This is what's required, man.
Yes, exactly. Or things like, some people are very, very adamant with certain techniques, maybe holding sticks. You hold your sticks like this. And you go, well, not really, no. I mean, because everyone's hands are quite different and everyone might have a different approach to things. So
absolutely.
Yeah, having like this one set thing is, it's not how things work really.
No.
Yeah.
Just before we sort of move on from money, and obviously I'm pretty passionate about this. I just believe in everything in life. You got to put a bit of skin in the game.
Yep.
You got to, you're going to get what you pay for. Well, you're probably going to get tenfold what you pay for realistically.
Yeah.
If you invest a little bit. Maybe just to wrap this up a little bit, I've had a few situations where I've been sort of conned into a free trial.
Right. Sure.
I had one guy call up and organised his time, blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, I've looked at all the website and all this. And great, turn up. I don't normally like to talk about too much about money at that point anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Just come in, let's do this.
Yeah.
Turns up and he said, I don't think I want to be a student. I just want to do a free trial first.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, well, this is red flag city straight away.
Yeah.
You don't even want to be learning the drums. You just want a free drum lesson.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And without a word of a lie, when he walked out the door, he turns around and he says, do you know of any other drummers who do free trials?
Oh, my goodness.
He was dead serious. There was no hint of self-awareness at all. And I just said, no.
No one does that.
And surprise, surprise, he didn't call back and want to pursue lessons.
Yes.
I had one other one who begged for a free trial. And I said, look, I don't do free trials. Yeah. Here's a bunch of teachers that do free trials. Yes. Try your luck there, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe I should set the record straight. I would never try and lock someone into a long-term lesson plan.
Sure.
I'm all for you coming in, meeting me,
have
a cup of coffee. We can talk about what you want to do.
That's right.
I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, sure.
But actual drum lessons for free, like music education, nah.
You can think of any other thing, any other job, a food place or
plumbing.
Or
electrician.
Exactly.
Can you just fix all the wiring in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, you just leave it now.
It's fine, actually. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. I'll eat your dinner. But, I didn't actually like it. So yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not going to like that. It doesn't work.
Okay. Now, you were starting to allude, I think, what I was hoping would be the next episode.
Right.
Which is, what do you look for in a drum teacher?
Right. Yes.
So next episode, what to look for in a drum teacher.